And welcome on back, everybody. It's your Frogman here, King Pepe II, bringing you some more news of Brown Dust 2's collaboration event that's going to be dropping on May 8th. So, hope everybody's ready for it, excited about it, um, and good luck on your rolls out there. So, let's hop into it. So, we got the maintenance notes here. I just saw this today. Had a lot going on today. Um, I wanted to get this. I wanted to get this across though to anybody that is interested or wants to know about the collaboration, or a lot of newcomers I've seen are on the scene now with Brown Dust 2, which I'm happy to see now. So let's see here. So the routine maintenance is gonna happen for May 7th, guys. Okay. Here's the schedule for it. And of course, my mouse died. Give me a moment. I know, right, guys? We starting off right. I know, I use a wireless mouse, okay? I do. I prefer it. I prefer a wireless. And there we go. There we go. Okay. So let's see here. Here's the update, explanation. Oh yeah, so here are the details of the so-and-so maintenance times. It's going to be different for others in different, time zones. But this is for us on the East Coast, okay? So let's see here. Goblin Slayer 2 collaboration event pack. Goblin Slayer update. Okay, guys, let's get into it. It's going to last until June 4th, so got about a month. About a month, right? Well, I think it is. Yeah, it's about a month. Yeah. May 7th. Or technically May 8th it starts. And then, yeah, so let's see. Reading everything here, skimming it through. So here we go. Story: Latho and his group have accepted a goblin extermination request from Grandis, who we all know she's in charge of that one big ship, right? Where for any new player that starts off, you have to actually go to that story pack with her in it and talk to her. Then you just go to the different like regional areas where you collect gold, slimes, right? And then you just work your way up from like normal, hard, and then very hard mode. You know what I mean? Okay, so when Gray dismisses goblins as mere weaklings and lets his guard down, Shada warns him and begins to recount a past experience. Shada ventures into the goblin ruins in search of an ancient relic for her graduation thesis. Easily cutting down the feeble goblins in her path, she presses deeper into the ruins, only to realize too late that she has been surrounded by cunning goblins lurking in the shadows. Just as she finds herself in grave danger, a band of mysterious adventurers appear before her. So we all know who they are, right? The collaboration event will be unlocked by clearing the main quest of Story Pack 1, Night of Blood. Okay? The skill balance of the temporary companion who joins during the pack may differ from that of the officially released permanent companion. So, Season 2 event, Journey to Another World update. So, this is the, novel of it, right? Where you just read, you know, game rewards that way too. The season event Journey to Another World will be held, event period after May 7th as well. Proceed with the Journey to Another World event by touching the season event logo on the right side of the home menu. And Journey to Another World season event consists of normal battles, challenge battles, Fiend Hunter, event shop, and then the event pack. So it's not like the map that we're gonna get. It's like, you know what I mean. It's like different, like Libertas, Blades, you know, like those types of event packs. Well, event stories, I should say. Okay. Gives you the timeline here as well. So let's see here. Journey to Another World, battle event, battle guide. Here's the guide if you want to read it. And let's see. So yeah, got everything here for you want. For everything you would like to see here. Now the devs also had, I believe it was actually in the developer notes, and they even said it too. So basically, they got, like I said, they got a lot of new players that are joining the game now, and they also said that they were doing a lot more collaboration events was to get, more attention with the game, and it's worked. Honestly, it has worked. You know, we just had like Senran Kagura's last year. That was a big one, by the way. I love that event. I hope they do another one. To be honest, right? I really do. I hope they do another one, but with different Senran. There's so many characters in that series in itself they could just they could literally pick anybody from the series as well again. But I was really happy with like Yumi, Yomi, Yuzakura, and Hikage. I love them a lot. So like I said, there's still so many from that series alone that they could pick from. But going back into it, so yeah, so now we have Goblin Slayer, right? We got Goblin Slayer himself, which we'll get into, the Priestess, the High Elf, and then the Sword Maiden. Okay, so they also said that along with the Fiend Hunters, so they're not gonna have any sort of like, what would you call that? Basically, um, a, it's like a debuff for them, but it's a huge buffer for you if you. But there's a certain condition that has to be met. They weren't going to have that. Now that's what they said. That's what they said. Okay, and just because for newer players, it'll be a lot. It won't be as tough for them to handle it. But also, I feel like that's also a nice thing for us too. Even for veterans of the game. I think that's nice to have, not to meet certain conditions in order to take them down, because at times you do need like those certain characters, to actually like activate those in order to, get that extra damage in. You know what I mean? To reach the higher stages. So I think this is a really nice thing that they're doing, not having those conditional points met before, you could deal that huge amount of damage on them. So, and if you know what I mean by that, then you know what I mean. If not, you'll see. And just watch any sort of Fiend Hunter boss that either I've done or any other content creator out there that has done with Brown Dust 2, and you'll see what I mean by that. Okay, so let's see here. Fiend Hunter Guide. It's all here. So the first one is going to be Grobner, right? So they're going to be a wind type from what I remember too of them showing as well. So here we go. Here are the rewards that you get from the shop too. Okay. So 15 draw tickets that you can get. Tears of the Gods, you get 3 of them. You also get the Fiend Hunter UR gear and the 2 SR gear of that same piece of gear. Okay. And what I would like to say to a lot of new players is that when I started off, I actually just used a lot of the gear from the events to just borrow, you could say, until I crafted my gear. That's what I literally used for quite a while. Not gonna lie, but it actually helped a ton too. Plus, the specific material you need you can get from the event shop as well. It's the only way to level these up, by the way. You have to get it in the shop, but it also saves you in turn from like spending your own your own material. So that's, in my opinion, I think that's actually why they did it. So you wouldn't have to spend your own. You can just get it from the shop itself and do it that way. And you can level it up, both the UR gear and then the 2 SR gears as well. So I would suggest for anybody new to use that gear. It goes a long way, trust me. It helped me a ton when I first started. Okay, so the rest of the rewards. Always go for the essences, guys. That's another thing I want to say. New players out there, always go for the essences. That's going to help you a bunch. That was something they added last year, I believe. It was in November, I believe, right? It was during the contract wars. They introduced this new leveling up system. And it was supposed to further enhance the characters and their attributes, basically. So, very helpful. It goes a long way as well. Always go for those, okay? Refining Crystal, Ancient Crystal, same thing. Always go for those too, because that's what you need for either refining, getting those specific stats, substats with the Refining Crystal, and then the Ancient Crystal. You use that to craft UR gear. Very important, okay? So let's see what else we got going on. So the shop for the ongoing Black New Season, Moon Season event will remain open for 7 days after the event ends. Okay, so I know that already. So basically, if you have any like currency left over and you didn't spend them all, it'll still be open, like the current one that's right now, the Black New Moon, with Sonya. So that's what basically that means. Okay, so season event, bonus costume schedule. So here it is, guys. So from May 7th to the 21st, there's going to be the Earth Mother Believer Priestess, the daughter of Starwind High Elf Archer, and then Orkbolg or Goblin Slayer himself, and then the Lapis Swish Shada, who is basically the is actually the main character from Brown Dust 2 is that's going to be implemented into the story. She's actually going to be the main one, like along with the other collaboration characters. Okay? And then Sword Maiden, she's going to be the one that's last to unlock. I know, right, guys? We gotta wait. We gotta wait for our girl Sword Maiden, right? We gotta wait for her. But you know what? I'm a patient man. I can wait. I don't got a problem. Just means that you have more time to save up for her if you want to go for her now. Okay? Gives you some more time. Let's see. Gear presets feature update. Okay, so a new way of basically keeping tabs on the gears that you have, and then presets, which you guys know is like just grouping the certain gear you have on your characters, and then you could just switch it from like each different set that you came up with, and it's supposed to be managed better. Let's see here. Independent gear save function, so that's another thing. Let's see. So basically, they improved a lot of the interfaces with like gear setup, presets, things like that, and also UI. It seems too, like overlays on the screen. So basic things that you can like just see and figure out very easily on your own. Okay, so recommended formation, costume use order, set function update. Okay, so this was something that I think a lot of new players could benefit from. So basically, what it does is, I believe it's just referring to like, okay, so any character that you unlock, I believe it'll like help you from picking out all the characters that you've unlocked, and then it'll say we recommend this so and so setup in order to go up against this, this group of enemies. I believe that's what they're getting at with that. Um, yeah. I mean, I can't really think of any way else that could really be. I mean, I'm reading it too. It seems like more or less what I just said too. Yeah, see, even this down here. If a formation you're trying to load includes a costume you don't own, it'll be replaced with another costume for that character if available. So it's gonna go by like I said, the ones you have in your inventory already for characters that you've unlocked. It'll like base it off of that and be like, okay, so let's see what they got that we can give them, our recommendation on what like a team to form to pass this stage. So, like I said, that's actually a really nice feature. In fact, hell, I can even use it too. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Hmm. See, I'm going about trying to read all this. This is my first time reading these, but we're doing it together, okay? It gives you some time to also read it if you like. Oh yeah, so this is another thing about this. So the newbie pass. Guys, I hope you all completed it. The one that you get from the beginning. So for new players, this won't matter as much since technically you're not really going to have to worry much about this one. Um they're basically giving out a new type of newbie pass. So I guess they're like reworked it. They reworked it basically from the old one that I started out with. It was basically a way to reward new players, additional rewards depending on what was on the screen. I don't remember. It was a while back, but it was basically that. It gives you extra rewards to level up to help you. It's basically what it was, but it was very helpful. It was actually very, very helpful though. They're just reworking it for like this time around. I guess it's because they needed to just, I guess, um, needed an update in their eyes. So that's basically what they said. So the sixth selected costume draw will be renewed with the second anniversary update. Previous six selected costumes are 1.5%. Okay. Yeah, this was something I actually did notice too. So from what I'm seeing here, it's saying 1.5%. So basically, that is what you get for the so and so whatever like specific banners up. So basically, what they have for the selective one. Oh wait a minute, hold up. Wait, I think I read this wrong. Hold up. Wait a second. Oh, you know what I was getting confused with? I was getting confused with the ordinary gotcha pull. I thought they raised the banner percentage from 0.0 something percent to 1.5%. My bad. My bad. Wait a minute. This is referring to that one. Okay, so new players would only know what this is because they're going to have it. It's basically you can roll for it however long you want to, and you would just claim your character. But it was like one time. Like if you claimed it, it was done. So I remember when I was being told this when I started off was like draw for at least 2 5 stars in a single draw, just so it doesn't go to waste in that way. Honestly, I didn't even know about that. Like I wasn't really paying attention to that, and I'm sure a lot of new players aren't going to either. So in case you're a new player and you haven't done this six selective costume draw, which I'm assuming is um that one free roll that they give you, you know, save it for after the second anniversary update, okay? That has to be it too. Yeah, I think it is. That has to be it what it's explaining. It's the only thing that can that comes to mind when I read this. Okay, so let's go hop on to Goblin Slayer. Now we're gonna look at his skills because this is what this page is for. This is what I've been waiting for a while to to get the news across. So we got Goblin Slayer here, guys. Exclusive gears, his short sword, which makes sense, and it'll be available for pickup. My goodness, my English, but they're actually giving you it. Why can't I talk straight? Oh my goodness. But they are actually giving it to us for free. Much like how Yomi's was last year. They gave her UR gear for free too. But it was through like an event you had to do. I think it was like just it was very easy to do. It was just basically you had to just sign in, click on something which did some draws to like figure out a puzzle if I'm not mistaken. And then over time the points slowly add up. They unlock rewards, and Yomi's sword I believe was unlocked that way. So much like that, it's most likely going to be the same thing. They're going to have like some sort of little puzzle or events that very easy to solve, by the way, so don't panic about it. So here he is, Goblin Slayer. Look at him. Look at him, man. His short sword and tiny daggers and his little shield. There he is. Okay, let's go take a look at him. Okay, so Goblin Slayer is going to be for free. You're going to be able to +5 him for free, so do not worry about it, okay? So let's see. Applies a 50% barrier for yourself for 2 turns. Restores 6 SP to allies. Oh, wow. Nice. So this is at +0. Now, like I said, they're going to be giving them out for +5ing. So we'll just hop on to the last one. Because I know everybody's going to go in +5 Goblin Slayer. It's obvious. It's a no-brainer, guys. It's a free +5. Definitely go for it, okay? So if we look at its +5, he applies a 50% barrier. Okay, so it doesn't change. Restores 6 SP to allies. I feel like that's a really nice thing too. And they even talked about that in the last update. And the last time I talked about it as well, where he was going to be restoring SP points as well. Attack the enemies 2 times, dealing physical damage equal to 225% of your attack per hit. Okay, so basically what your sub stats are going to look like is going to be a lot of crit damage percentage and maybe some like attack percentages. So that's how I'm going to be doing mine at least. So skill potential, wow, it raises it even further. So if you level up a skill tree all the way, the damage dealt is increased by 30%. So from 225%, it'll go to 255% then. Okay, nice. And then the barrier rate increased 25%. So instead of 50%, it'll go up to 75%. Okay. And then here's a short sword. I know. It doesn't look as, I mean, it's a short sword, right, guys? It's nothing too fancy. But that's the way it looks. Exclusive stat, attack 45%. And then obviously the basic stats, they can change. They're randomized. Okay. And then here we have the Earth Mother Believer Priestess. There she is. The very first companion that Goblin Slayer ever had to go on an adventure with. Oh yeah, I watched the anime. So there she is, guys. So I'm going to take a look at her. Now, her range was the entire field, which what the dev said. So here we go. So applies a 50% vulnerability magic to the enemy for 2 turns. Deal magic damage to the enemy equal to 250% of your magic attack. Okay, so it's only 2 turns. Okay, then. So at +1, her SP cost goes down by 1. So instead of 4, it'll go up to 3. Okay, then. +2, that's where her vulnerability for magic increases. Okay, then. +5. Now, the devs did say this. They said that they weren't going to have a lot of the collaboration characters be, like, overpowered. That was one thing I believe a lot of players were having an issue with. Was it just seemed that a lot of the collaboration characters were, like, basically they surpassed a lot of the other costumes or characters' damage abilities in the, the base game wise, right? So they turned it. I guess they toned it down a little bit, where and they even talked about it as well. You can watch their live stream. They talked about a lot of this. What I'm saying too, But they said that they didn't want to have a lot of the collaboration characters now. Like from now on, they're not going to be overpowered or over leveled. They're going to be able to be passed up by like characters that you can get in like the future updates. So there you go. But yeah, she does apply an AoE field, which is basically every single tile, it looks like, for magic vulnerability. Okay, so her vulnerability rate is increased by 5%. Damage dealt increased by 25. Okay, 25, so that's 50% again. So I'm assuming if you were to +5 that would go up to 400%. And then the vulnerability rate increase goes to 75% if you +5. Okay. So yeah, nothing. In a lot of ways, you don't really have to go for Priestess. I mean, if you have like, let's say, Levia's track and field, she would work just as well because she actually does apply magic vulnerability too as well. I believe then the Priestess is actually going to be the second character that applies magic vulnerability. I believe she is, at least. I believe she is. I'm doing this from memory. I'm trying to remember everybody. But here's her weapon, her exclusive gear, which is her staff. Makes sense. Exclusive stat, magic attack 45%. Okay, then. Sounds nice. And then the basic stats, obviously, they're randomized. So there you go. Now we have the Daughter of Starwind High Elf Archer costume and her exclusive gear, her You Would bow. Makes sense. I actually love her design a ton. In fact, I love it a lot. Okay, so let's see with her. Okay, so at +0, where your crit rate is increased by 100% for 2 turns. Attack the enemy 4 times, dealing physical damage equal to 75% of your attack per hit. So she was actually a character that you didn't have to technically have a buff for with crit rate. So her skill actually just applies it 100%. I wouldn't say that's I wouldn't say that's actually a really bad thing. Like that's not bad at all. That's really nice, you know? A +1 or SP cost goes down by 1. Okay then, so then that's 3 SP. It doesn't look like it decreases any further unless we go check out the skill tree. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. So hers would be a +1 then. If you want to go for her but don't want to like, you know, break the bank with your tickets, then just +1 her. You want the SP cost reduced a little bit. And if you want like more damage on the physical damage, +2ing, I would just recommend there then, if that's the case for you guys. Unless you're a whale, then by all means, go at it. Okay, it increases the skill range horizontal wise. Okay, then. So by an additional, I think, 2 tiles. Okay. Damage dealt oh my gosh, not decrease. Damage dealt increases by 5%, 5%. So a total of 10%. So if you +5 her guys, instead of 125% of her attack per hit, it'll go up to 135%. So there you go. That's her. That's her skill. I think that crit rate, though, is actually really nice that they're doing that. And then here's her bow. There we go. So, her exclusive stat is 90% crit damage. Nice. Actually is nice. Okay, so let's see here. So here is the cost and pickup schedule in case you're interested. This is it. So after May 7th, which is going to be May 8th for me over here, Earth Mother Believer Priestess and Daughter of Starwind High Elf Archer are going to be available in the shop. Now, I like to say this right now for anybody new to the game. Now, the Powder of Hope shop, limited characters are not in that shop. So basically, you won't see them, like, ever in the Powder of Hope shop. You know, even if they're not collaboration, it's the same thing. Any limited, character is not added to the Powder of Hope shop. That would be incredible, right? That would be incredible, but that's the only thing about this, okay? So that's why, you got to watch what you go for, who you go for, okay? So pay attention to that always. But yes, I just wanted to say that just in case you guys, if you see them available and then they're not in the Powder Hope shop, that's the reason. That's just something they did. Let's see here then. Looking for... It looks like she's not here yet. So she's probably going to be in June then. That means, well, not June, like most likely the end. Well, she's got to be actually. Wait a minute. So I'm not seeing Sword Maiden here. So the event only lasts until like next month. So is she like going to be just like put down the week before the event ends? Maybe? Well, I'll keep you posted on that, see what happens. But here it is. Okay? So the Powder of Hope shop costume sales schedule. So Shada. They're putting Rubia in Morphia. Okay. Track and Field Captain Levia. I was actually just talking about her. She's the other magic user that applies vulnerability magic to enemies. She's also an AoE. A lot of people use her. I use her a ton too, by the way. So she's actually very helpful. So if you were a magic user and you want to have, that extra damage with magic, I would try and go for Levia's Track and Field one. Okay? That's the one out of Levia's that I would say personally is the most helpful in combat. Because it's not only like a DPS, but she's also then like a supporter. So think of it that way. Okay? Okay, Mirror Wars shop costume sales period. So Steel Engine Rafina. And then the Golden Thread shop, it's going to be oh my gosh. Medicinal Herb Tracker Lathel. Oh, Lathel. Could Lathel make an appearance? Well, that's really about it then, if that's the case. Some of Eleanor's dialogue during draws will be updated. Real? Wait, what? Updated? She'll have different things to say, like, you know, hey, you won, or something like that. With your, I don't know, are they actually going to give her extra dialogue for, like, drawing? You know what I want to see here? I want to see Eleanor being added to the character lineup here for, for fighting with. That's what I want to see. I want to see Eleanor. I want to see Eleanor actually as a playable character in the game. We have Layla, right? There's Layla and her twin sister, right? Why can't we not? Like, why can't we have Eleanor? Guys, make it known. Make it heard. And EA, what are you doing? Like, these messages from EA saying to restart the app. My goodness. Well, that'll do it, guys. There it is. That's what I wanted to get across to you guys. So, as always, good luck on your pulls. Hope you guys thought long and hard who you're going to roll for. I'm going for Sword Maiden, okay? Because I want her so badly. I know that this time around, you had players out there that didn't really like their animations. Then you had players that, really liked them because, it pertained to, them as characters, right? I honestly like how the skill interactions actually look. I like them. I like them. Okay? It doesn't have to always be fan service type content. Believe me, there's going to be a lot of that in the summer, okay? Believe me, that's going to happen. You're going to get your looks in with the summer costumes. I know it's going to be some top tier content. Plus, they are doing some reruns, okay? They are going to be doing those reruns, so I'll be around too as well to keep you posted on the latest with the rerun news. But I already know most likely, well, actually not most likely, I know for a fact that Teresa's Summer Beach one is going to be available. Now, the only one that I don't know is Shada's, but I feel like they're going to have her. Shada's was, I believe, the very first summer costume that was ever released as a limited. I would recommend getting. I would recommend going for it. Okay, I would highly recommend it. She's very helpful. It's a lot of it has to do with that formation of hers too. I love the formation that she has. It's kind of like a V shape. Okay, but I would highly recommend going for it. You don't have to go all out. I would say +3 in her would be the safe spot for that. And speaking of safe spots, before I head on out with the video, so Goblin Slayer, like I said, free +5 units, so you don't really have to worry. They're also giving his exclusive gear out as well. Now, Priestess. So, in all honesty, guys, I see her as somebody that's just going to apply vulnerability, right? I would just say +1 her. That's my opinion about it. If you don't want to go all out for her, I would +1 her. Unless you want that extra damage in, then by all means, do what you want with that. But yeah, I would just recommend +1 here. Specifically, it's because of the SP reduction. As for the high elf, I would say same thing. +1, unless you want a little bit extra damage, then I would go for like +3 then with the 100% of your attack per hit then. You don't technically have to go all the way because remember, the skill trees, these skill trees do matter. Okay, pay attention to that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope that the information I provided was very helpful to you guys. Okay? But have a good one. Stay safe and healthy. And let's get ready for some goblin slaying, guys. I'm ready for it. I know he is. But with that being said, take care. And I'll see ya in the new update. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be covering it. I am for sure going to be covering that. Take care, everybody.